All right, boys. Emergency press conference. I see Dempsey's been taking a lot of shots at my man Mahomes, and I don't understand why. I mean, I do. He's just jealous, and he's afraid of what he can become. So he has to lash out and point at. I don't even want to say stats. Really, he's just pointing at Vegas and saying, "See, see, see." But in reality, we know that he just wants to hide the fact that he's being toxic and is jealous of the man. So he's, trying to get us on his side to make himself feel better about himself. But in reality, you're being little finger man, and I don't like it. But I will say this now that I have a little bit of time. You're wrong. Tom Brady is a very good quarterback. I've said this many times. He's top 20 all time. You will not hear me argue that point. My thing is that, I don't even know why I have to keep repeating this. Dude, he went to a very good team. And then when he went there, brought his really good players. Then they drafted really well, and they became a really good team. I think because it was like murky in the beginning, and they started off, a little bit, a little off the wagon. They looked a little disjointed, but that just makes sense. They were just getting their team chemistry going, and because of that, we saw it as like, oh, look, he got it all together at the end. But let's go back, because I think people like to reinvent history and just kind of revise it to fit their narratives. So let's go through it, right? No opinions, just let's think about this, right? Last year, what happens? There's Brady has his like father time moment where he's like forgets it that it's fourth down. Later, he gets destroyed by Kansas City in the regular season. Got destroyed by New Orleans in the regular season. Then what happens? He gets to the playoffs and faces New Orleans, who's I believe was actually favored, and throws multiple picks. But unfortunately, what's his name was back, Drew Brees, and he was a shell of himself, and he could just not throw the ball more than 10 yards. It was utterly embarrassing. That game was just, it wasn't even like, I remember that game was just painful for everybody watching, because we obviously respect who that guy was, and I hope you realize I'm speaking about Drew Brees. But after seeing that, it was evident that he had to retire, and that was sad. But good for Brady. He got lucky. Goes to the next round. What happens? Sees the Packers, throws multiple picks like previously, and then even throws one final pick that well it should have been a pick, but fucking King, the safety on the Packers, just dropped an easy pass, an easy catch, and so Brady wins, goes to the Super Bowl. What happens to the Super Bowl? Oh, he goes to what's essentially a home game in Tampa. Don't forget, it was a home game that he went to against a Kansas City team that had no offensive line. No offensive line. I know you want to just throw out this little pixie dust of like, oh, well, he's the man. He won. Doesn't matter. No excuses. What do you... Dude, everybody knows Brady needs all the protection in the world, so you cannot... It matters a lot. It matters a lot. And yeah, it was unfortunate, but they won, and good for them. He had all of the players that, we know he needs to win. He had AB looking great, Gronk looking great. That defense was going crazy. Shaq Barrett, my man JPP, they were all doing their thing. So Vita Vea, obviously. So please stop it with the silly, oh, he just went. I mean, he threw under 200 yards passing that. He threw it was like 130 yards, between 130 and 160. So relax. He's good. He's solid. But it's just, you're trying to say that it's a cold take. What I'm saying is I'm just not impressed week to week when he plays. When I've been impressed, I'll give you that. Playing under pressure that many times in the postseason, that I'll give him credit for. That I think that's elite. But do I want to say? Oh, and do I want to say that like he's is he good at putting teams together? I can't even say that, because he joined the Tampa Bay. He wasn't making the team when he was under Belichick. That was that guy. That guy's the GOAT of coaching. I'll give him that. But I don't know. I say all this to say, Dempsey, I don't like what you're doing. Okay? I feel like you're just I expect this from the Patriot guys, and I don't mean that like in a belittling way at all. They're Patriot fans. They should, be like, you suck, Oscar, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. You're a Jets fan. Huh? That's what I would do the same. They're doing what they're supposed. They're following the programming. You are just being annoying. Okay? You're being a bad Dempsey, and stop it. Okay? Oh, side note, before I forget, I did look up one thing. John, you mentioned something about the rushing offense for the Patriots between 2017 and 2019. Well, 2019, yeah, they were pretty bad. They were 18th, so really middle of the pack. that was the year they were awful, and Brady left, so that makes sense. They were bad rushing offense, bad team. 2018, they were only 5th best rushing team in the league, 5th best according to ProFootballReference.com. Year before that, 2017, they were 10. So oddly enough, the Chiefs were 9th that year, but clearly they've always, so when he's been good, they've had a good rushing offense and they've had a good defense. I'm saying there's a formula to him, guys. He does not will. I've never seen him have a game where when he was literally went like Patrick Mahomes like the pass and just started like willing everything, like everything's going bad and he just starts chucking it. I've never seen him do that. I've seen him get mad and he just throws the ball and gets his team like fired up, or just gets them, annoyed and like, whatever. I don't want to piss off Dad anymore, so they just do better. But again, I think the guy's overrated, and I hope you'll see that one day, but you might be too far gone. I will say this, I'll extend this to you though. You mentioned that if Mahomes were to beat him again in the Super Bowl, that you would tip your hat and you'd admit defeat. I'll say, and I hope that also extends to Mahomes beating Rodgers if Brady were to fall before the championship, which you will. If Brady repeats, because as you so eloquently tried to remind me last year, even though not this year you seem to have forgotten, you're saying it's it's very hard to repeat, which it is. It's very hard to repeat. If he were to repeat like the Denver Broncos did in the 90s, I will have to admit that he is better than Patrick Mahomes at this moment. I will say that. So let's go Chiefs, let's go Packers, let's go Jets, and I look forward to seeing this all come to fruition. Take care, guys.